Hello, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today I'm going to be making what we in the UK would call a purse. I believe in other parts of the world you call it a wallet, and to do that I'm using the Shabby Rose kit by Amanda at Create with Scrimpy Mummy. It's the June Journal of the Year kit. I haven't printed the whole kit, I've just printed the pages that I want because Amanda's done a marvellous job of creating pages that are ideal for a journal for writing. So obviously they are set up to be folded with pictures going that way and lines here and calendar pages and all sorts of goodness. But because of what I want to do, I am not using those pages. I'm using the more background printed pages. So I have printed out, just in case you want to follow, you will need to be a supporter on her Ko-fi channel. It's just £3 a month and you always get a kit every month and you get lots of tutorials from Amanda. So this is page 15 and we are going to use this as the outer cover. This is page 16 and I'm going to use this for the inside like coin area. Now obviously it's not going to be a real purse or wallet, we're going to use it for ephemera or whatever. This is going to be our inner cover and this, whoops, is page 19. No, it's not, it's page 17. And this lovely spotty one is page 19. And I'm going to use this for my inner pockets and my concertina folds. Okay, I've also printed page 10 because I thought that would be very interesting on our flap. And I've printed page 14 at 50% to be sort of business cards or whatever that are in our wallet stroke purse. Right, I'm going to call it a purse from now on because that's how I would normally refer to it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my inner cover and my outer cover, and on this outer cover they'll both be the same really, but I'm going to fold at 3.5 and 8. Now if you want to do this on a scoreboard, obviously that's absolutely fine if that's the way you work. I'm just going to use my T ruler and a pencil. So 3.5, that's inches, and then 8 inches, and then I'm just going to come down here. I'm going to draw myself a pencil line like, whoops, you have to get it straight, Claire. And down there. Okay, so but it's basically a trifold, but not. Now I'm going to glue onto this, so I'm not worried about rubbing out my pencil lines. And then I'm simply going to turn it over, line up my edge, line up my line, and I'm going to make a fold. As I say, you can do it on a scoreboard if you would prefer. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this line, line it up at the edge there, fold it over, and then I'm just going to fold it back the other way because obviously I want to see the pretty side on the outside. If you haven't got them completely straight, just line them up. There we go. And then I'm just going to take my corner rounder and I am going to round my corners. If you don't have one of these, you can simply draw round anything circular and then just trim it. Okay, just rounded off my edges. If you wanted to ink, now would be an ideal time to ink. Now this is my inner cover, so again I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to mark at 3.5 and at 8, and I'm also going to fold this one in exactly the same way. Now this is not technically a new idea. People have been making 3-fold pockets and envelopes for a long time, but I just thought it would be novel to use the idea of this pretty rose as if it was fabric and consider making it into a purse. Now I am aware that obviously my letters are technically going the wrong way, but this is my inner lining, so I'm not overly bothered about that. This one I obviously don't want to turn the other way, but I do want to round my corners, because if I turn it in the other way I'll be looking at the white, not the pattern. Whoops, I thought that might happen because this is quite thin paper. The first piece that we used was 160 and this is 80 grams. Should have put an extra piece of paper underneath really. Okay, so then this is just going to tuck in there like that, and if we've folded it all correctly in all the right places, which I obviously haven't, see, this is because of the folds. When you fold things, if you make journals, you will know your pages tend to grow. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to run a bone folder over that to enforce them. So already when we glue, we've got this lovely inside. Now you can see there, I'm going to need to trim that little tiny bit off, and that's why I've not glued it together yet. Okay, and then there's a little tiny bit there, but we can deal with that as we go along. So that's the main part of our purse. Then this piece, which is page 16, this is going to be our money purse. So I'm going to cut off 3.5 inches from the length. So 3.5 inches. There's my line. Okay, and I get my friend Stanley in and my scalpel blade, and I'm just gonna trim that away. Now this piece we're going to set aside for a moment, and then this big piece, which should now be 8.25 by 8.25, so let's just double check. There you go, 8.25 by 8.25. Now that's because I'm in the UK. If you are in America and you've printed the letter size rather than the A4, then obviously your measurements will be slightly different. I'm just rubbing my writing out. I don't want to be seeing any of that now. Okay. And that's not the side I wrote on. So now what I want to make is the inside coin area. So I need to fold up I'll tell you where I folded in a minute. There we go. I have folded 3 1/4 there. I'm going to give myself a little bit of space to get my fingers in and out, so I'm using those 2 areas of my ruler. Or 1.25 inches. And I'm folding that over like that. Again, I'm going to round my corners. Okay. And just run my bone folder over to make sure that's nicely done. And this is going to slot in the middle there. Okay, so this is, as it were, our coin part of our purse. And that's right in the middle of our actual purse. And then I want the spotty page, page 19. I mean, obviously you can use different pages if you want to. And this is to make my inner pockets and my concertina folds. So I need to cut this off at 7 3/4 inches. So that's that point there. So give myself a nice line, and I'm going to run my knife down there to take that off. Obviously this is my design team project for Amanda for June. Okay, so having taken that pieces off, I need to fold at 1 inch, 4 1/4 inches and 6 3/4 inches. So do myself an inch line there, and then a 4 1/4 line, and then a 6 3/4 line. Okay, they are going to be, whoops, my fold lines. So again, lining that up. You could obviously do all of this on a scoreboard. I'm just trying to think of people that don't have a scoreboard, so that everybody can join in if they want to. Okay, that's what it looks like. So I'm going to line this up and fold my inch along there. I'm then going to fold my 4 1/4 line there, and I'm then going to fold this line, which is the 6 3/4, I believe, like that. But again, I need to turn it over the other way. So that one, and then that one. Okay. Now what we've got, excuse me, is this piece, and our coin purse goes in the middle of that piece. So when it's all glued together, what we're going to have is a small pocket at the back. Well, we need to cover that because we don't want to look at that, do we? And then we've got another little pocket there. We've got our coin purse. We've got a pocket area here because it'll be glued at the edges. We need to cover that, and then we're going to have another pocket here. So we've got 2 pieces here. This one is too big there, and this is the one I want for my concertinas. So let's make our concertinas next. Now you need a concertina of 7. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ruler again for those of you that don't have a scoreboard, and again I'm going to use an easy measurement on my ruler. So I'm going to line that first like section, that first third, and I'm going to do a line, and then I'm going to come across and I'm going to do another one, and I'm just going to keep going across my piece because I need 2 pieces that have got 7 pieces on it. When I say pieces, I mean the concertinas. So if you look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need another one, and that will be the 7th one, and that is my first piece. Okay, so then we're going to do that again. I'm sure you've done this before because we use these concertinas for all sorts of things. We use them as hinges, where you just fold a piece of paper in half. We do all sorts of things with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually I could have cut that one, couldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to just line that back up and cut that one away. Okay, so we've got our 2 concertinas, so we simply fold on our lines. So that one, and then we go back and we fold to that point, and then we go back to that point. You need to keep them as straight as you can. It's quite important. Okay. Obviously, if you do them on a scoreboard, you won't have pencil lines. You'll have the scores to work to. And then this one is the last one, like that. Okay, I'm just going to run my rubber across the top because it's the top that's got pencil lines on. And I sort of missed, so just run my ruler. Goodness me, Claire. My rubber, different R word, down those pencil lines. There you go. Okay, so there's one. And we'll do exactly the same for the other side. Now obviously I've just used the full 3.5 inch length that I had cut off of the piece of paper. You can do it this way and then trim it to the desired length afterwards. I find that easier. That's not quite straight now, Claire. And fold that one like that. So now I've got two. Okay, just going to take my pencil lines off again because I really don't want them on there. Only takes a minute. It's easy enough to do. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use it with our dotty paper to the outside. So we are going to stick one dotty piece, so you're looking at the white, on to the back. We are then going to put this first pocket inside that first fold. We are going to put our coin pocket in the second fold. We are going to put our next pocket into the next fold, and then that very last piece is going to glue on there. Okay, and then our front piece is going to glue on there. Okay, so you can see I need to trim it, so I'm going to trim it at this point here. Okay, so I'm just going to take my scissors and cut that springy bit off. I'm going to take the next one, line it up, and trim that springy piece off. So now we've got all of our components, we can set about putting it together. So if I bring my cover back, sit it all in together, get my messy board up, and I can apply glue. Now you can glue this any way you want to. You can use glue stick, as I am. You can use wet glue, whatever makes you happy, that's what you must use. I'm not here to give you rules. You must do what you like to do, and then just make sure it's properly lined up, which of course it's not, is it? It never is, Claire, it never is. And press it home. Okay, just run my bone folder over it, help make sure it's all stuck, and that is now my front cover. Okay, because it's rounded, we know that's our top. I'm now gonna, oh typical, my glue's run out. Okay, so I'm now going to switch to wet glue because my glue stick's run out, and if I'm honest, I can't be bothered to get up. So wet glue now, you use whatever. And I'm just doing each panel at a time, quite deliberately. Okay, like so. you do need to make sure that you glue this, because obviously this is our top edge. We're going to get a lot of opening and closing. Okay, put our last piece down and bring that back up, and that is going to fold there. Okay, give it a good press so it's all nice and flat. It's a little bit wet, but it will dry out. Okay, now before I go any further, I want to go to this page and I want to put this on the front. Now, do I want the roses or do I want that butterfly? That'll be your choice. I'm going to go for the butterfly because I've got lots of roses. So I'm just going to trim this out. Fussy cut round it. Again, if you wanted to ink, now would be the time to do your inking. Talk amongst yourselves while I concentrate on fussy cutting. Oh, sounds like something's reversing in the street. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, didn't cut that bit very well, did I? Okay. And I figured that, oh, postman, this, you see, is to embellish our top, but I'm only going to glue down the side of the ribbon, along the bottom of the ribbon, and then round the bottom of this panel shape, across the bottom of that ribbon and down the side of the ribbon, and then that will give me an additional pocket. Now I need to find the centre. I believe that is my centre, so that's glued on there. I'm just going to take off this little edge. If you were inking, you could probably ink out that excess. It is so minute that you can hardly even see it. Okay, I might have to just re-corner cut that now because it's slightly off where I've trimmed it, so maybe don't do your corner until you're finished. There we go. Lovely. And did I have an edge on this side? Yes, I did. So I'm just going to take that little edge off there as well, like that. Okay, right, It's all coming together, isn't it? There we go. We've got a little pocket there as well. Maybe put a receipt or something in. Now, this goes in first because this is our outer pocket. So we're going to glue this flap down to give us a bit of strength as we go in and out of that pocket. This side, I'm going to put in this piece, but I need to take off a little piece. So I'm going to take off, whoops, about 1/4 of an inch, and then this piece will sit on here like this. So I'm going to glue this up. Okay. Want that beautiful patterned edge to be on the bottom. Glue that. Rub out page 16 because we don't want to see that, don't we? Okay. And then glue this piece down over the top. And just fold it. Oops. There we go. So this is our big pocket. Now, I meant to line that. Make sure you line that. I forgot. That obviously now sits there, doesn't it? So we can start adding our pieces. So remember, this goes in that second one. So we don't want this taller than that is. So I'm just going to do a little line, and I am going to cut down this fold and then I'm just going to cut across that line. There, like that. Okay, so that goes on the back and that one glues to there. So we're going to glue this piece, this second piece that we've just cut. Okay, fold it over and slot that all the way to the bottom on there, like so. So it looks like that. And there's your piece for the back. And there's our concertina on there. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same to the other side. So goes in our first slot like that. Okay, and I'm just doing a pencil line there. So we cut up our second fold and we cut off there like that, and we put glue I've just realised I need to fold this one the other way. You may find that it's because I put it upside down. if I'd have used it that side, it would have been the right way. Doesn't matter, just turn it up the other way. Okay, right. So now again, we put glue on this second piece. So, fold it over, because that bit's going on the back. Slide it in there, make sure it's right the way to the bottom. And glue that down. Okay. Now, we need to fold the white bit down like that. And then we need to take our coin purse, this one, open it up, and this is going to stick on those two all the way to the bottom. Now that is the right size, maybe marginally, can you see, maybe marginally higher, so you could just trim off a tiny piece if you wanted to. So I'm going to put all three together. I'm just going to trim off a hair's breadth, as it were. Oh, and it's flown across the room. So again, little tiny, look, that much. Not even a millimetre. Now, we need to glue our coin purse shut first of all. So we're going to glue there, and we're going to glue there, and we're going to glue that shut. Okay, and then we're coming in and we're gluing not onto that one but onto the next one, not onto that one but onto the next one. So we're going to glue all of the back like that, all of the back like that, and then we're going to slide in our coin purse. So a little bit fiddly, because you need to get this all the way in and round, and then slide it across to the end and down to the bottom, and then the same with that one. Okay, all the way in and down to the bottom. Find it easier, open it out. Okay, like so. Now go back again, because now we need our inner pocket to glue on there. Okay, so that one's going on there, and that one's going on there. But what we need to do now is we need to glue this one to here, like that. This one over as well, like that. Now we need to close in our coin purse, because that closes in that piece of concertina. This we're now gluing the white piece right at the very back with a small pocket. And that goes all the way down in there and in there. Make sure it's nicely lined up. like so. Okay, and then when that glue is dry, which it's not quite yet, we will have our concertina pockets. Can you see? And then we've got our coin purse that opens there. We've got another pocket there. Now we just need to glue these pieces that we've wrapped over and put them to the front. But before you go, just rub that out, Claire. So we now glue the pattern side of the last piece of our concertina, like so, and we bring over our front cover and we press that down. Whoops, and we press that down. Okay, so you can see on the side you've got your concertina areas. Okay, now our purse needs a closure, doesn't it? Now normally on a purse, I don't know what's happened there, I need to retrim that. Something's, if you need to retrim it, just retrim it. Nobody is perfect. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's just paper and craft. Right. All purses need a closure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this flower, and I'm hoping that Amanda has made this the perfect size for my circle punch. This is 1.5 inches. No, it's not. It's 1 3/4 inches. Look at that. Thank you, Amanda. So I'm going to trim that one out. I'm going to put that sorry, I just need to trim this because it's really bugging me, because I can see it's not straight. That's better. Okay, I'm going to put this here underneath that butterfly, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to put a magnet there to close off my purse. If you haven't got magnets, my suggestion to you would be to glue it on the bottom quarter there, and then you'll be able to flip it in and out there. Okay, and to make it a bit stronger, you could glue two together, or you could glue this to a piece of card first, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a magnet. So I'm going to break off. Oh, I've got 3. I don't want 3, do I? That'll be a problem. I'm just going to break off 2 magnets. Okay, I'm going to glue one with my Yoo-hoo, and I'm going to glue it on there. So a bit of glue on there. Oops, that's flicked over. I'm just going to pop it in the middle-ish of my circle. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue all the way around there. Okay, I'm going to find my there. Like that. So I've got this little pattern there, and that'll be my closure. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to take off a piece of this ribbon here, like that. I'm going to use this as like the logo of the company that made the purse. So I just need to work out which side I need to glue. So a little bit of glue on there, pop that on there for a minute. Like that. Okay. I'm then gonna put a little bit of glue all the way there, and I'm gonna pop that there in the middle of my purse lid. Now, and typical, I've stuck it the wrong way round. So, just going to quickly turn that on. Turn it over. Okay, bring that round. Pick it up, stick it back down, and then you know it's definitely in the right place. There we go, perfect. Right, I haven't double checked that was filming or that you could even see what I was doing. Oh goodness me, I hope it's not all been off camera. So we have now got a little pocket that we can put ephemera pieces in. When we open up our purse, we have got a back pocket that we could put stuff in. We've got a middle pocket we can put stuff in. We've got our coin purse that we can put stuff in. Got another pocket there and another pocket at the front, and then that all closes down like that. So there you go. Just need to do, look, can you see that? A little bit of a trim there. There is my ephemera purse using Amanda's beautiful journal kit for June. I hope it's not all been off camera. I hope you've seen what I'm doing. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon.